Stay classy, Golden Eagles. So the last lesson that you guys worked on was joining angles to determine an angle's measure or a larger angle's measure. This time we're going to do the opposite, where we're going to separate them, okay? One key that you guys are going to really need to know when you're working on pages 15 and 17 today for your work that goes along with this lesson is you got to make sure you read the directions. In the directions is a key, and in your answer sheets I bolded it. I put it in bold, but on the PDF where it shows the problems and the numbers, it's not in bold. So you guys are going to have to read it to make sure you know the directions, okay? So I'll read the directions for you. So separating angles, let me start over. Our learning target is I will be able to separate angles to determine an angle's measure. Now we have the measure of this point, but we do not have the measure of W, and that's what we're going to find out. So the measure of an angle equals the sum of its parts. So this side plus this side is going to equal the part from here to here to here, and that's what we did the previous day. All right. When the measure of the larger angle and one of the smaller ones is known, you subtract to determine the other small amount. Now you guys might be saying we have a smaller amount, we have an unknown, but we don't have a third. Okay, that's where reading the directions comes in. The directions for the first three problems on page 15 says the combined measure of each angle below is 90 degrees. Okay, so what that's saying is that the measure from here to here to here is 90 degrees. So this plus this is going to equal 90. So all we have to do in this situation, given what we know, is that we have to subtract our one known, and that will give us our unknown. So 90 minus 81 gives you 9, and that is where our answer comes in. All right, so it's 9 degrees. So make sure you read the directions, because the next problem is going to give you a different, or our next example problem, and the next set of problems that you guys are going to work on yourselves, excuse me, is going to give you a different variable. So this was meant to be, and I did my best to draw two straight lines, 90 degrees. This one is, if we forget about this line for a quick second, this is a straight line. Every straight line, if it's by itself without a connector, is 180 degrees. So the instructions for this would be the combined measure of each angle below is 180 degrees. So 43 plus Z is going to equal 180 degrees. Oh, I forgot this part. Let me add that in. All right. So we need to find the measure of angle Z. All right. So as we did in our previous problem, we took the measure of the whole thing from here to the vertice out, which was 90. We subtracted our one known, and we got our unknown, which was W, in that case 9. Here, we're going to do that, but we're going to subtract the known of 180 is the whole dotted line across. Our one known, which is from this point to our vertice out to here, which is 43, so we're going to subtract 43 from 180. We're going to have to borrow from the 8, turn the 0 to a 10. 3 from 10 is 7. 4 from 7 is 3. Bring the 1 down. And Z then equals 137 degrees. One of the most important things that you guys are going to need to know on this, you guys are all capable of adding and subtracting. You just got to keep on the lookout for what the combined measure is. Make sure you read the instructions. Make sure you follow along. Make sure you get it all done. Guys, I'm asking you to do 12 problems today, and they're all going to be very similar to this. The next video is going to show you where we're going to add in one little variable, but it'll still be the same type of process that you saw here. As always, stay classy, Golden Eagles.